Welcome to Cat and Jess Talk the Best, where we're going to talk about IMDb's top 250 movies from April 12th, 2018. My name is Katarina Rogers.
I'm Jess Benavides.
Today we're talking about Dog Day Afternoon, which is a biography crime drama from 1975. This movie has an 8.0 on 209,061 votes. So the spoiler-free synopsis: a man robs a bank to pay for his lover's operation. It turns into a hostage situation and immediate crisis.
So the director of this movie, his name is Sidney Lumet. He did such films as, of course, Dog Day Afternoon and 12 Angry Men and Serpio. And this main actors in this, you have Al Pacino, John Cazale, and Penelope Allen. And also, I did notice that there was a young Carol Kane in this movie. She's a big comedian, if you didn't know that.
I don't do comedy.
I know. Because, like, she's on Netflix. She's on The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I've seen
And she's also in Princess Bride.
seen a little preview thingy for it. The Unbreakable, whatever.
Kimmy Schmidt?
Yeah. I've seen a
Pretty
little
funny.
preview that they put on, but I'm not big on comedies, so.
Yeah. It's like you would know her if you watched The Office, too.
Nope, it's a comedy, I don't watch it.
Of course, comedies.
I watched two comedies, TV show-wise. I watched Big Bang Theory
Okay.
and Young Sheldon.
They're like the same thing!
Exactly.
Oh, Cat. See, this is why it works.
I
You
don't
don't
like-
like comedies, and I like comedies.
And really the only reason I like Big Bang Theory is because they talk about all the stuff that I like all the time.
You're such a nerd.
Well, so do they. Alright, so Rotten Tomatoes, the average rating for this was an 8.7. There's a 95% on 42 critical reviews. 40 of them were fresh, which means 40 critics liked it. 2 were rotten, which means 2 critics didn't like it. And the critics' consensus, framed by great work from director Sidney Lumet and fueled by a gripping performance from Al Pacino, Dog Day Afternoon offers a finely detailed snapshot of people in crisis with tension-soaked drama shaded in black humor.
Black humor.
That's what I copied that straight from Rotten Tomatoes.
I think maybe, is they trying to think like dark humor? Because I could see that.
That's probably what they mean,
Okay.
is dark humor.
Because I've never heard of it called black humor. That's kind of
I've
weird.
never heard of it called black humor either.
Okay.
Alright, so the money. The budget for this film was $1.8 million. The gross income was $50 million. Its all-time domestic rank was 1,650. It's where it has landed on the list.
Oh.
And then the highest it's ever been, like income-wise, the highest on the list, it was number 85 as of January 1st, 1982. So it was still pretty big 7 years after it came out.
Yeah. A little surprising, but that works.
So it's gotten quite a few awards. I think 14 awards is what it said.
Wow.
So for the Oscars, it won Best Writing for the original screenplay, and then it was nominated for 5 others. I didn't write all those down because I wasn't about to say all that. And it didn't win any Golden Globes, but it was nominated for 7 categories. For the BAFTA Awards, it won Best Actor and Best Film Editing.
That's like the British version of the Oscars.
Yeah.
You didn't know that.
David D. Donatello, it won for production. It didn't really say much else besides one for production.
Okay.
The Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards, it won Best Actor. Los Angeles Film Critics Association Awards, Best Picture, Best Actor, and Best Director. National Board of Reviews, Best Supporting Actor, and it was listed in the top 10 films. National Film Preservation Board, it won some award, but didn't give a name of the award.
Yeah, that's weird.
Got a few more here.
Jeez.
It won a lot of awards. Online Film and Television Association, it is in the Film Hall of Fame for that. the San Sebastian International Film Festival. It won Best Actor. And then the Writers Guild of America, it won the Best Drama Written Directly for the Screen. And I misspelled like 4 words in that sentence.
Does it say written?
It does say
written.
It does say written.
She's a Cowboys fan, people.
Well, that has nothing. I don't even
Really?
think I was doing anything with football when I was doing that. No, because I was watching a movie when I was doing this. So I think I just missed the letter. Or sometimes, if I'm holding my keyboard funny, it doesn't hit all the letters.
I can see that.
Because it's a wireless one. Because I don't really use my computer that often, especially not for playing games. So I don't really need a wired keyboard. So sometimes if I move it around and I don't have it in a flat surface, it misses some of the letters. Alright, so what are your initial thoughts without any spoilers?
I liked it. Al Pacino, of course, when I first heard that he's in this, I'm like, okay.
You were super excited.
I was excited. I like Al Pacino. He usually does some pretty good films. I will say, I thought it was a little long, but overall, I liked it. I did.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was pretty good. Al Pacino did a good job.
Agreed.
I think everybody did a pretty good job. I do agree. It was really long, and I was the last 30 minutes I was falling asleep.
I can tell.
I was so falling asleep.
I kept asking her, I'm like, is this over yet?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Alright, that was your warning. If you haven't watched the film yet, then stop listening here and wait until you've watched it. You want to start, or you want me to start?
Well, this is, starts in Brooklyn. It's based in Brooklyn in New York in August of 1972.
Yep. And it's a true story.
It is a true story. It is based off a true bank robbery. It's part of my trivia.
Yeah.
Later on, but I'll get to that later. So it starts off with they're sitting in a car.
Yeah.
Al Pacino Al Pacino's character's name is Sonny in this, and John's character is Sal.
Mm-hmm.
And so they send a kid in first, right?
Yeah, the kid goes over there and he's walking in a circle. And I wasn't really watching the kid at this point. I was watching the guy that was taking down the flag because he was doing it wrong.
Yes, there was...
he was taking it down wrong.
It was the...
security guard.
Yeah, the security guard taking down the flag. Because, bank security doesn't do that much, I guess. Except take down flags.
Yeah, that's what the guy insinuated. The bank manager.
Yeah. So then, I think Sal goes in.
Yeah, Sal goes in.
Goes in. He has a briefcase and everything, acting like he's going to do some business at the bank. And then Al comes in. Sonny comes in, holding this flower box.
Is that what that is?
I think so. You can put long stem roses in it.
I just imagined it was the box that Will took to in Pirates of the Caribbean when Will had the sword and he was giving it to the governor.
I see that, but I think it's a flower box.
I just imagined it was a sword box. I know that's not really something that you see in the 70s walking around in New York is a sword.
A sword, but
I thought it was a sword box.
Cat loves pirates.
You do love pirates.
So he comes in holding this flower box, and Sal pulls a gun on the bank manager who's just sitting there. Mm-hmm. He just tells him to keep his business going on.
Yeah, and then Sonny, he rips a gun out of the box, and the box is falling everywhere and getting caught in the gun and everything.
That was actually pretty funny.
They lock the kid that was in there with them, he's like, oh, I can't do this, so he leaves. Then they lock the front door.
Yeah, the security guard locks the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to reach the cameras. They can't reach the cameras
Oh,
to
yeah.
spray paint them.
Al Pacino's not that tall of a guy, so he's trying to jump up, trying to spray the cameras, which was making me laugh because I'm short, so I understand his pain. I really do.
I don't have that problem.
Well, shush. Just because you're not as short as me.
I'm not short.
What?
I'm not short.
Oh, I thought you were saying I wasn't.
No,
'Cause
you're
I am.
You're short. I'm not.
Oh, okay. So they have when the tellers open up the bank vault.
Mm-hmm. And the manager tries to open it with the fake key. He's like, no, I know what that is.
Because he does know a little bit about banking, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, because they said he had worked in a bank.
Yep. He knows how all alarms are. You know, if you use a certain key, that's going to trip an alarm and get the cops coming.
Yeah, and then if you take all the money out of the register, there's like a thing under the hundreds. So he put a piece of paper in where the hundreds went, and then took all the rest of the hundreds out.
Yep. And there wasn't much money in the vault because they said it had just been picked up earlier in the day.
It was like 1,100 or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't really that much. What caused it was going very smoothly, this robbery and everything. What started causing people to start noticing was Sonny burned the register.
Yeah.
And the trash can and started smoking.
And the smoke was coming out of the vent outside.
Yeah, and so the insurance guy that's like right across the street.
Guy across the street. It looked like it said best something insurance, but I don't remember what it said.
Something like that. The insurance guy, like, is curious because there's smoke coming out of, like, the vent. And so he's curious, so the bank manager has to go and be cool about it. And they're like, oh, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. Just pretty smooth.
And he tells them all to get in the vault, and he's going to close the door. And the lady goes, well, don't close the door. How are we supposed to breathe?
Yeah. It's like, some of us need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, they were going to close the other door. Wait, some of us need to go to the bathroom. Okay, well, let's go to the bathroom then.
They're very considerate robbers. That's what I thought. I wrote that down.
And then they go in the bathroom, and there's somebody in there.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, that's Maria. She always takes a longer break than she needs to. And she's all scared, and she's coming out, and I guess the head teller lady, she goes, we're having a bank robbery. Like... Because you couldn't tell that.
No, couldn't tell. That was pretty funny. The little line right there.
Yeah.
And then they get, there's a call coming in, and that's from the police.
Well, the phone is, like, ringing forever. It's, like, 4 or 5 times, and the guy keeps answering it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally he's like, it's for you, Sonny. And that's the police.
Yeah. The police detective, I noticed, was an actor named Charles Durning. Pretty famous one. He was, if you have seen the Muppet movie, that's what I think of him as. He's in the Muppet movie as Doc Hopper.
Okay.
Yeah. You've seen the Muppet movie, right, Kat?
Yeah.
Yes! Alright, we're good then.
It's the Muppets.
It's the Muppets.
How can I not see the Muppets?
That's true. That's very true.
And then all the police are, like, coming up outside, and they've got the blockade going. And then there's another phone call. And it's one of the ladies' wife or husband.
Yeah. Was he asking about, like, dinner or something like that?
He was asking, like, when she was going to be done. And she asks Sonny, he wants to know when we're going to be done. And then I'm guessing they're talking about dinner because she goes, well, just fix whatever you can find.
Yeah. That actually was Carol Kane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was her.
She looked kind of sick throughout the movie, but it was hot in there, I guess. The AC wasn't working.
That's honestly how she looks normally.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of got those bags under her eyes and crazy hair, but she's a great actress and comedian, so it works. So you got this big old police barricades coming, like, blocking off the street and everything. The police set up in the barber shop right across the street.
Yeah.
It turns into, like, the hostage situation at this point.
I thought it was funny that the police let all the reporters past the police line. Yeah. Like, nowadays, that would never happen.
That would not happen. But, again, this was in the 70s.
But, of course, nowadays, they probably would have shot Sonny as soon as he came out the bank.
Exactly. Not dealing with all those long negotiations and everything. It took hours and hours.
It was 2 hours long. Which,
movie-wise.
yeah, I think the whole thing was probably about 6. Well, because they closed the bank at 3. I did see a sign that says the bank closes at 3.
Good catch.
And then they got to the airport, I'd say it was like midnight or so. So that's like 9 hours.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I can see why they're like, we're hungry.
That's why they got some pizza.
We got pizza.
And then the security guard was having an asthma attack, so the police were like, well, we need to trust you so you can trust me, so we're going to do an exchange. I'll give you something, you give us something. They, like, send the hostages out. Like, I can't send them all out. That's all I got. And he's like, well, send the women out. He's like, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
So he does have 2 men, though. He has the bank manager and the security guard. And so they send out the security guard, and they're like, the police all run up and are like treating him like he's one of the bank robbers.
Yeah.
Like slamming him down on the cop car, and I'm just like, that's rude. That
and was a little too far.
The lady was yelling at him like, he's a hostage. He's a hostage. Because Sonny comes out using the lady as a shield. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that was a racist thing.
I think so. I completely agree.
I was just like, the guy is having an asthma attack and you're going to scare the shit out of him and slam him on a car when he didn't even do anything.
Yeah, handcuffed him and everything. Like,
yeah.
Really? That was, wow.
Yeah. And then so they go back in, and Sonny comes out by himself again to talk to him, I think.
He's yelling at him, saying all kinds of different things.
Yeah. And the cop, he goes, all we got you on is attempted robbery. And Sonny goes, armed robbery. Like, why would you say that? You're just making it worse.
He's like, no. It's armed robbery. I have a gun.
Like, you just made the whole entire situation worse because you told them that.
Whoops.
And then they're talking. And then Sonny starts yelling about Attica.
Yeah, the famous lines. The Attica.
Yeah. And I looked it up because I knew kind of what it was, but I didn't know all the details of it. So Attica was a prison riot that went on for 4 days from September 9th to the 13th in 1971. So it was almost a year before this bank robbery happened. 33 prisoners were killed and 10 officers were killed.
Wow.
So what happened was 1,000 inmates took over the prison. They were rioting for better living conditions and political rights in the prison. And they took 42 staff hostages.
Wow.
And that was about half of the population of the prison rioted.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was like looking it up because I wanted to know exactly what it was because he had been talking about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I looked it up.
Yeah, I didn't look that up, so good thing you did that. But then it goes to, because there's all these news reporters that his mom sees it on the TV and everything. And
his mom's like freaking out, like, why didn't he ask me for money?
Being, the good mom saying, oh, my baby. And the dad's like, whatever.
Spoiled rotten kid. That's basically what he was saying. And then so one of the reporters gets Sonny on the phone and like interviewing him. And the girls are all back there like smiling and like flipping their hair. I'm like, you guys are in the middle of a hostage situation and you don't even realize it. Like, you don't even care anymore.
It's like, it was like a little bit of Stockholm Syndrome. Just a little bit.
Yeah, because, and they start like, throughout the movie, they like completely don't care, and then they care, and then they completely don't care. And it just goes back and forth of whether they care or not.
True. I agree. I didn't notice that. I did think a little bit of the Stockholm Syndrome. Though.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
One thing I noticed was Sal's tie was backwards.
Yeah.
The little bit was in front of the big part.
Yeah.
I was like, it's backwards.
So they're trying to, after Sonny gets interviewed, they're like, hey, we have hostages. We can, like, demand things.
Yeah.
And so he's like, we can just go. We can just leave the country and never come back. And Sonny asked Sal's like, well, where do you want to go?
Is there any special country you want to go to?
And Sal's like, I want to go to Wyoming.
Like, that's not a country.
It's not a country.
Yeah, that was funny.
So then Sonny comes back out, and he's trying to talk with the cops, and then he gets attacked by this one,
I think it was
guy.
Maria's
like,
boyfriend
or
because
something?
he was yelling
Yeah.
for Maria. That's the only name we get. None of the rest of them we get their names. It's only her,
Yeah.
from what I can remember. The guy, it's like, you see him running up, and the cops don't do anything. They just let him run up there.
Yeah, and then he just, like, jumps him and just, like, hits
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. And then you jump to a scene where you assume it's Sonny's wife and kids. Because it's like a voiceover, she's talking about Sonny while they're eating their lunch. They're eating McDonald's.
Yeah, you
The
did say
little-
that.
The little M's on the cups I saw.
Some advertising in the movie, because that happens all the time in film.
It does. In Iron Man, it's Burger King.
See. All major films do that. They all do some kind of form of advertising. That's what help pays for films.
Yeah.
Really. It does.
And she's like saying how he's been going crazy. But they were sitting there eating lunch, and there was somebody at the table next to them that had a radio, and that's how she heard about it. And then there's more talking.
We're talking. And then Sonny goes to the back of the bank.
Yeah, they were gonna go try and turn the air conditioner back on. And they had blocked the back door with some big, huge, I don't even know what it was. And he hears this sound, and it sounds like somebody's, like, unscrewing the window.
Yes.
Because it's, like, a weird barred window, so they're, like, unscrewing the bars off of it. And he shoots the window, and everybody everywhere freaks out.
They're like, oh my god, and everyone just, like, drops down and, like, runs away. They get scared, even though it was just one gunshot.
Yeah.
And he was shooting out a window.
Yeah.
And it wasn't at anybody. One of the ladies fainted, too.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It wasn't even at you.
They just heard it, and they're just freaking out. So he goes back outside and is demanded more stuff. He's yelling at them because they tried to get in the back door. So he doesn't trust them. He's like, how do I know you're not going to come in on the roof? Well, first of all, it'd be kind of hard to get in through the roof without you knowing about it.
Yeah. Very true. Because he wants, they're trying to get some transportation to get out. So he can get, like, a bus and, like, then a plane.
Yeah, and he wants his wife to come. And he wants beer and pizza.
Except they say no beer.
Yeah, no, they got him Cokes, though. Another
Cokes.
advertisement. Except for they didn't really show the cans. They just showed the top of the cans.
Because I saw there's tab. I did see a tab.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Sal was drinking one.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I did.
That might have been when I was falling asleep.
That might have been. That was starting to get closer to the end. Oh, yeah, and they just had some, like, when he paid for the pizza and the drinks, he had a bunch of money, and they just started throwing it in the crowd.
Oh, I was falling asleep at that point.
I was paying attention.
I was trying. I was trying so hard.
Some of it drags on, we will admit. Especially this one part right here. It drags a little bit.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, either just shoot him or burst in there because I'm done with this.
It's like, get on with it!
Yeah. It was getting kind of long. So he's asking for his wife, and they tell him to write down where his wife is at. He writes it down, and they bring his wife.
It's funny, they said they called Bellevue. Bellevue is actually a mental hospital.
Yeah. They talk about it in SVU all the time.
Well, if you know some background in psychology, you know about Bellevue.
No, I just watch crime shows.
I know. Well, I'm a psychology person, and Bellevue is a mental hospital. It's much better now, but it's notorious for being really, really horrible. Like in the early part of the century.
I feel like most mental hospitals were really horrible.
Oh yeah, especially that one. But anyways, because we're talking about Bellevue, because his wife is at Bellevue. And his wife is actually...
That was in air quotes, by the way.
Air quotes. Sonny's wife is actually this man. His name's Leon, actually, and he wants to be a woman.
Yep. Said he went to the psychiatrist and said that he was supposed to be born a woman.
Yeah.
And so Sonny's doing this because he needs like $2,700 for the operation to change him.
So Sonny's not doing it for selfish reasons. He's doing it to help others.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of noble in a way, I guess.
And because they saw this, because they were like bringing the guy through the crowd and everything, everybody's all yelling at him. Like, he's a queer. That's what they yelled. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did hear that.
I don't know who, one of them yelled it, but... And then the reporters were reporting that it was two...
Homosexuals?
Yeah. It's like I didn't write down what they said.
Yeah.
It's two homosexual people robbing a bank, and Sal's getting all mad. He's like, I'm not homosexual.
It's like, I'm not. You need to tell them that I'm not. I'm not.
You need to... Because they can't say that.
It's like, worried about the simplest things.
They can say whatever they want.
That's what Sonny was telling him. He's like, they're going to say whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's a freak show, as they say it.
He just keeps going back outside and talking to the cops more. And then his mom shows up. Trying to... She's like, just run away. Where am I supposed to run? Where?
Pulling that mommy dearest thing. Trying to protect her little boy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a mom. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, then Sonny was dictating as well, too.
Oh, yeah. To the head lady.
Banker teller lady.
Yeah. He was doing his last will and testament saying that $2,700 is going to go to Leon for the operation, and then $5,000 is going to go to his other wife and kids for just to live off of. And then whatever's left of the money a year after his death is going to go to Leon. And
he's got two.
Yeah. 2 wives. Then they finally get a shuttle and walk out in a blob.
Yeah, I noticed that. They use the hostages, Sal and Sonny use the hostages as a big shield.
Yeah, human shield. So they count to 3 and they all jump in the thing so that they can't get shot. And they let one more hostage go. Mm-hmm. So this 2 they've let go now.
They get a police escort to the airport.
Yeah. When they get there, they're trying to decide who's the next hostage to be let go.
Yeah.
And the manager of the bank, he asked the main teller lady, he asked her, and she says Maria. So Maria gets to go. And Maria, when she's getting out of the car, she says, "Oh, Sal, make sure this is your first flight, make sure you're not too afraid."
And she gives him a rosary.
Yeah.
Typical. And
then the detective comes up to the car and is talking to the driver, who is another detective or agent. I think this is the FBI at this point.
Yeah, FBI is involved now.
And you see him open this little compartment on the side of the door.
It's got a gun hidden in it.
Yeah, and I think they count.
It was really quick.
Yeah, it was super quick. They just say they're gonna open the doors, and they don't really... I think they open the door at the same time that they shoot Sal in the head.
Yeah.
And then point the gun at Sonny.
It was, all very quick. You're okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
Literally, they shot Sal right in the middle of his forehead.
Yeah. Which he had, a big-ass forehead. Did you notice that?
I think that's just how the actor is.
I don't know.
His hair, too, is not the greatest.
It looked like they put a bald cap on him and then did the hair, and it was just,
I think
too far back. It was just bad makeup at that point.
I agree. Yeah, especially,
Unless that was his actual hair, then I'm sorry.
The makeup effects weren't that great, but...
This is the 70s.
So...
Yeah.
You can almost compare it to, Bollywood... in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And the U.S. in the 1970s.
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
So they arrest Sonny. Which I don't know why they shot Sal and not Sonny.
We were just talking about this before we started our podcast, actually. We were trying to figure out why they shot Sal. And we were thinking that they thought that Sal
Sal,
was running
yeah.
everything and just sending Sonny out to talk to the cops.
Yeah. That's the only thing that makes any sense.
Only thing. Even though Sal's, like, super quiet and just, like, kind of innocent in his own way.
Yeah. Well, because at one point he was like, he said if the cop, he was talking to Sonny, he said, if the cops come, we were going to kill ourselves. Like, we were either going to get away or we were going to kill ourselves. Like, this wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah, because he says, I don't want to go back to prison.
Yeah.
So it seems like he had been to prison before.
Yeah. So, they always do that thing, like, if it's a true story, what happens to the people. So, Sonny is serving 20 years in prison. So, he's out now.
Should be, yeah.
He would have gotten out in 1995. I'm going to look it up. What was his name? Sonny? I can look
Well,
it up.
it's actually, his real name is John Wojtowicz. Here, I have it right there. They changed some of the names from the movie, so it's not the same. There you go. Oh, he does look like Al Pacino.
He passed away. He's dead. He died in New York City. But he did serve his,
He did serve his 20 years.
Yep. It says 20-year imprisonment served. Oh, he only served 5 years.
Probably good behavior. That's what I'm thinking. They let you out early if it's good behavior.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was nice to all his hostages.
He's super nice. I'm like, what kind of robber is this? He's just super nice and just friendly. I can see why they liked him.
Yeah.
He does look like Al Pacino, though.
14 hours
14 hours.
is how long the robbery went on. How
Wow.
long the employees were a hostage for 14 hours, it says.
That's a long time.
He was offered a deal for pleading guilty, which the court did not honor. On April 23rd, 1973, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison in the Lewisburg Federal Penitentiary, which he served 5. He was released on April 10th, 1978, but was arrested and did 2 more stretches in prison for parole violation. He was in prison in 1984 and 1986 to 87. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the pictures that they're showing, he looks...
Yeah.
I can see why Al Pacino was picked for this, because
Yeah,
they
he
look
looks
really
like him.
similar. Wow. That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Good casting.
And then it said that Leon had his operation.
Yes, Leon did have his operation.
So Leon is now a woman, and she was married.
Yes.
She did get married. And then his other wife, I don't remember her name.
Angie.
Ange?
In the
Okay.
film.
She was living off welfare.
Yes, with her kids.
Yep.
Which is kind of sad. But
Yeah. So that's...
mostly for the kids' sake.
Yeah. That's it on the movie.
Yeah?
I don't think we missed anything. So, there wasn't really much music to this movie. There was a little bit.
Not really.
The only 3 songs I could find out anything about: Amarina, which is written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. It was performed by Elton John. All these songs were uncredited. Easy Livin' was written by Ken Hensley and performed by Uriah Heep. And Stay With Me, written by Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood, performed by Faces. That's all I got on the music. I didn't really...
There wasn't really much music.
Yeah.
There really wasn't.
Wasn't really much anything to talk about with the music either.
Not really.
It's not like other films where intense moments, they had the music going.
Where it's really important, the music affects how the scene is.
Yeah. So.
Alright, some trivia. So, again, like we said earlier, it is based on a real-life bank robbery, and it's actually, this is used in police training on how to deal with hostage situations.
Don't do it like this.
And crowds that are out of control.
Yeah, because they were.
And so the real bank robber, we talked about John, he actually did watch The Godfather to get ideas on how to rob
I
it.
remember reading that.
And Al Pacino and John Cazale are in The Godfather.
It's funny because the bank robber watched that movie and then had a movie made about him with the same people from the movie that he watched.
It's like a circle, in a way. So the film's dialogue was mostly improvised, while keeping kind of close to the original screenplay. But then the director actually wrote the screenplay too, and so he just got all those improvisations and just put them in the screenplay. And that's how they want it.
Well, and I read somewhere that the most famous bit from this movie was improvised. You can go on, I'll look it up.
Okay, so then the robbers, they actually got over $213,000 in the robbery. That's how much they got. And the only lighting sources used in the film were lights that would be available in, like, reality. So, like, fluorescent tubes and emergency lights, street lamps, and auto headlights. And my favorite part of this, the person who played Leon in this film is Chris Sarandon. You might know him as Prince Humperdinck in Princess Bride, or the speaking voice of Jack Skellington. This was his first big film. And he was actually, speaking of those awards earlier, I looked, he was actually Oscar nominated for a supporting role.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
He did a great job.
What he was in. So that portion where he's outside yelling Attica, that's the improvised part.
Yeah,
he improvised that. That's the most famous scene from this movie, I'm guessing. That's what it says.
It is.
But yeah, he improvised that whole scene. Is that all your trivia?
Yes, that is all my trivia.
Okay. That's all I had was, I saw that somewhere and I wanted to point it out.
You're good.
I'll have one trivia every now and then.
There you go. I like that.
So where Dog Day Afternoon has been on the list before, in 2008, nope, not 2008, in 2010, it was number 180. In 2012, it was number 179. In 2014, it was number 222. In 2016, it was number 246, and it's number 247 for us. So it's dropping.
It is dropping.
I don't know if it'll be on the list much longer. It's only got 3 spots that could go down.
That's true. Maybe because people don't watch it very often.
Yeah. And then previously number 247, no, 2010, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind from 1984, which that is on our list.
It is.
In 2012, The Untouchables from 1987. I don't know if that's on our list or not. I don't think it is.
I'm not sure.
2014, Underground from 1995. 2016, The Help, which is on our list. I watch that movie a lot. And then as of today, number 247, which I'm super sad, is Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl from 2003.
I'm sorry.
This list is always changing, and we just had to look at it when Pirates wasn't on there.
I know. I'm sorry.
We have not watched a movie that I love yet.
I would have to agree. I haven't really particularly loved any of them. I really liked PK.
PK was good.
But other than that...
And Dog Day Afternoon is good. But the other ones that we've watched, I don't really like them.
I liked Akira. But
yeah, but you didn't read the manga before I did.
That's true. That's true. I still gotta read it.
I still need to read the last one, though. I've been reading Harry Potter.
Yay, Harry Potter!
And Game of Thrones. And Lord of the Rings. I read multiple books at the same time. So, favorite line. So I wrote down a couple. First one I wrote down, I'm a Catholic, and I don't want to hurt anybody.
I wrote that one down too, because as a being Catholic, it was funny to me.
I wrote down we're having a bank robbery. It's just like, that's just so obvious. Come kiss me. When I'm being fucked, I like to be kissed. I wrote that one down. Is there any special country you want to go to? Wyoming. I wrote that down. And then the one I liked the best, the guy who kills me, I hope he does it because he hates my guts, not because it's his job.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those are the ones I liked. Do you have any?
You stole most of mine. But
Sorry.
the one I liked, it was, so after they're talking about, saying they're homosexuals and everything, this big crowd of, like, homosexuals, and all of them have, like, big banners saying, "We love you, Sonny," Sonny's our hero, and they're chanting out of the closets and into the streets.
Oh, is that what they were saying?
Yes.
I just heard him say Sonny all over and over and over.
Out of the closets and into the streets. I liked it.
So what's our favorite?
Well, the fucking one reminds me of South Park, so that's kind of my favorite.
I don't watch South Park. I don't do funny.
She's a strange child.
I like crime shows and action and...
You like drama.
Yeah.
And I'm more comedy.
I don't even read funny books. Like, go find a funny book over there. Good luck. None of them are funny.
Well, Paula's borrowing it right now. What the hell?
But I wouldn't call that funny.
Some parts are funny.
Some parts are funny, but there's some parts that are funny in all of those books. But that's not, like, none of those are strictly, like, funny books. Oh, I guess no. Never mind, that's dark humor. But yeah, I just don't do comedy.
It works, I guess. I'm the comedy person.
Yeah. Alright, so... I like the fucked one.
Yeah, I do too.
Come kiss me when I'm being fucked, I like to be kissed.
Yeah, because, again, it reminds me of South Park with Cartman. He's saying that to his mother in one of the episodes. And I'm like, oh, so now I know where they got it from. Which I thought was cool.
I'm glad you understood where.
I understood.
Because I don't watch that. Alright, so what did you give it as a rating?
I would give it 7 stars.
That's what I gave it too.
I give it 7. Mostly, I liked it. It just, some parts dragged.
Yeah.
So, that's why it's a 7.
Same. I agree. So next up is Before Sunset from 2004. And where you can find us.
So you can find us on Twitter at Cat and Jess Talk the Best. Facebook, it's the same thing, Cat and Jess Talk the Best. Our email, Cat and Jess Talk the Best 250 and Gmail. Our website is catandjesstalkthebest.podbean.com.
Yep. And our podcast is on iTunes, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Google Play, and SoundCloud. SoundCloud, the episodes don't stay up very long because I'm not paying for premium on that. So we only get like 3 hours. So I think there's only 3 episodes up right now. When I put this one up, it'll knock off the first episode. So
That's alright.
And then lastly, our opening and closing music was by Audio Benger. You can find him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Catch you next week with Before Sunset.
Yes, see ya then. She has a porg.
I do have a porg. He's so cute.